It's Father's Day, and my granddaughter Ruth is talking to me. After listening to her, I shake my head in disgust and whisper under my breath, "Here we go with another generation of fatherless black children in the 21st century. Is slavery to be blamed for the fatherless children in the black communities, or is it incarceration? Or could it be the senseless killings that take black fathers away from the community? Of key concern are the fatherless young men who fight in gangs with guns, killing each other over money and drugs for the sake of survival. Are gangs replacing the fathers in their lives, offering them safety in the group and comfort in the gun? Before slavery, fathers in Africa took on their roles of being fathers, even if there are many wives involved, as permitted by the culture in some circumstances. In any event, there were no known illegitimate children. Women were not known to have children without being married. When the thieves stole the women from Mama Africa, they took them as vulnerable victims and reproductive machinery for their slave trade and labor practices, and also for the fulfillment of sexual lust. The women and the girls were raped willy-nilly on the boat while being transported to the New World, and also on the plantations. The thieves planted their wild oats in the women's womb, in much the same way as seeds are sown into the ground. Back in slavery, women's wombs were possessions of their respective masters. Their precious and fertile interior were treated like common ground upon which the master's orchard thrived and bore slave fruits. Many times we dance around the problems, but the truth needs to be told. Slavery and its upholders shredded the fabric of the African family tradition. As the saying goes, one bad apple spoils the whole barrel. That bad seed planted was the culture of infidelity that slave manipulators imposed on black African women and girls. It became a normality for black women to have children without a husband or marriage. As Richard R. Banks asks, is marriage for white people? When will the black fathers stand up to be with their children? And white men are still impregnating black women without any commitment to marriage. Right here, in this very building I call home, there are a few black women with half-white children. I have yet to see the white fathers being present in these cases' lives. As if to add insult to injury, black men follow suit in using black women for sexual pleasure and childbearing. He'll quickly abandon a black woman if she can't produce children, but for some reason he will not abandon a white woman with the same childbearing inability. It's as if black women are free for all. I remember in my younger years, I met a man from India. I presumed he wanted a relationship with me, but he came out point blank. I am looking for sex. I thought to myself back then, why don't you go look for a sex worker? Why bother me, the black woman? They need to respect us, black women, showing us that we are entitled to be married just as white women. Why can't they marry a black woman whether she's with child or not. Again, I'll ask, is marriage for white people? Men of all races come around black women for sex, and wham! Slam bam! Not even a thank you ma'am they offer. She stands alone to fight like a lion or tiger protecting her young ones. She, the black woman, becomes the strong backbone to stand with our youths in court and also take on the responsibility of burying them.